Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm Darren McBreen. It is Friday, September 12th, 2014. And here's a quick look at what's coming up.
Tonight, a top German virologist predicts Ebola deaths in the millions. And experts say ISIS cannot be eradicated by airstrikes. That's next on the InfoWars Nightly News.
I've had to file in federal court so you can see what Barack Obama really is. I am busting my...
Well, it sounds like the perfect script for a horror movie. A virus with no vaccine and no cure kills thousands of people. And despite containment efforts, the virus is spreading. Well, unfortunately, this scenario is all too real in West Africa right now, where doctors are saying that the Ebola outbreak is out of control. A top German virologist has caused shockwaves by asserting that it's too late to halt the spread of the Ebola virus. They're estimating that millions of people will die from Ebola in Sierra Leone and Liberia, and the effort must begin now to stop the virus from spreading to other countries. Jonas Schmidt-Chanisit of the Bernard Nock Institute of Tropical Medicine, he says that hope is all lost for the inhabitants of Sierra Leone and Liberia, and that the virus will burn itself out when it has infected the entire population and has killed 5 million people. He says the right time to get this epidemic under control in these countries has been missed. Now it is too late. Now, he's not alone. There is a growing number of concerned officials throughout the globe, and it's not just a West Africa problem or an Africa problem. It is a world problem, and the world needs to respond. And as you know, here in the United States, the hospitals are quietly preparing for the Ebola virus. They are already setting up entire infection wards for what many believe is only a matter of time before it hits the U.S. A recent report published by MIT and the New England Complex Systems Institute deployed a host pathogen model. You're looking at it right now, and this predicts the spread of Ebola, and the results are nothing short of terrifying, illustrating here how likely it is that a virulent strain can spread out of control. The report says it only takes one infected individual making it through an airport checkpoint, and it's on. Now, we'd like to hope that the Ebola virus will burn itself out, but health officials are now concerned that the virus will outrun its own extinction, and that is reason for concern.
1 month ago, I called Paul Watson, and I got all my reporters in a room, and I said, here's a UN and here's a CDC report, and here are major medical journals saying Ebola was confirmed to be somewhat airborne 2 years ago in 2012, and it's clearly mutated. Here are the mainstream documents on that, and it is replicating and spreading at 10 times the previous worst outbreak 6 years ago. I said, I'm no medical doctor or virologist, but I'm reading what all the top ones say as an analyst. This is going to be a gigantic outbreak on top of what's already happened, and it's clearly somewhat airborne. It's gestating longer. And we were attacked, let me not exaggerate, a month ago. Let me not exaggerate, by tens of thousands of publications. AP attacked us, others did. That was in thousands of publications alone. You could type in Infowars.com Ebola and see the stuff from a month ago. Paul Watson's doing a video on it. He's doing a report on it. We're going to do a special report Sunday because it's not about defending Infowars. It's about understanding how propaganda works. We presented documents. We presented fact. We tried to warn people. And we said it may not end up, infecting the rest of the world, but it is going to ravage Africa. You know what the headline today is on Drudge from the New York Times? So now the New York Times said it. It's true. Just like the New York Times 3 weeks after we proved with video and the city manager of Kingsville, of McAllen, and video where the Border Patrol told us to go, our ICE whistleblower, We went and showed the Border Patrol loading them on buses and giving them vouchers, the illegals. We broke that. And we were attacked. People said it wasn't true. And we took the mainline documentation and we put it in articles, and it went viral, pun intended. And then we got attacked. Just like they said 3 years ago we were lying, there were no domestic surveillance drones, even though we were covering local newspaper articles. Just like they said there were no death panels in Obamacare. Just like they said that we weren't funding Al-Qaeda in Syria, and now it's admitted. The truth is, my show is not radical. I get radically upset. I try to get people to wake up. I jump around naturally because I'm upset. That's not a manipulation that I get up here and get upset. But it works because people are in a coma. And it's time for folks out there to get out of their comfort zones and realize we're in danger. And here's the headline out of the New York Times: what we're afraid to say about Ebola. And then they talk to the virologist and the World Health Organization, and they say it's going airborne.
So the threat is real. And InfoWars, along with a handful of other media outlets, well, we've been warning you about this since the Ebola outbreak was first identified. And the mainstream media, they have typically, in mainstream fashion, they have not taken this threat very seriously until now. And now look at us. Here we are with 2,000 plus people who are dead. God only knows how many people are infected. And I tell you what, if we don't get a handle on this soon, we might be reaching the point of no return. There is no cure for Ebola. Early detection and basic medical care can improve your chance for survival, but the most important thing is getting the virus under control and preventing it from spreading. Now, I'm not trying to scare you folks. I mean, this whole thing, it could burn out, and I pray to God that it does, but it's no secret that health officials are becoming more and more concerned that this could potentially be a global pandemic. And as we showed you in that clip from the Alex Jones show this morning, we reported back in August 4th, 2014 to be exact, that the CDC was concerned about the Ebola virus going airborne. This was when the mainstream media was telling you that the Ebola is not transmitted through the air, but only through contact with bodily fluids, including sweat and blood. But we've got CDC advisories for airline flight crews and cargo personnel that contradict that statement, as they are urging airline staff to be careful and directing their cleaning personnel to not use compressed air, which might spread infectious material through the air. And don't forget that the Public Health Agency in Canada says airborne spread among humans is strongly suspected. So the worst strain of the Ebola virus in history has already killed 2,000 people. It has infected countless others, and it could very well be airborne. Meanwhile, President Barack Hussein Obama has signed an executive order mandating the detention of Americans who show signs of a respiratory illness. Celebrate the spirit of freedom and liberty upon which our nation was founded at InfoWarsShop.com. Molon Lave is ancient Greek for come and take it. This popular design combines both classic Greek Spartan imagery with modern M16 assault rifles. Now available in women's tees and proudly made in the USA. Celebrate the spirit of 1776 with the George Washington brass belt buckle or this incredibly sharp-looking 1776 hat. Badass. And be sure to check out the new arrivals at InfoWars Life, where you can prepare your body to perform at peak levels with Survival Shield Nascent Iodine, Super Male Vitality, and Fluoride Shield. And wake up, America. Immune Support Blend is the healthy choice for the gourmet coffee lover. So get incredibly high-quality, freedom-based products and help fund the revolution at InfoWarsShop.com.